Ashe Gems. Welcome to the Empress Empire podcast. I am your host with the most, Ashanti. And today we are about to be diving into some astrology. Okay, some astrology because I wanted to do something different for this week's Astro Wizard Wednesday. Last week we talked about death and rebirth, and I was like, how do we one up that conversation? Like I feel like every week I gotta go harder. So I'm like, how do we one up last week's conversation? And last week's conversation was so amazing. So if y'all did not get the chance to go listen to that or check that out, it is up on YouTube and my website for those that would just rather listen to it rather than watch it. But whatever you decide to do, that episode was amazing. It was 3 hours long. When I tell y'all, we just had the greatest conversation last week. Um, but unfortunately, Ty could not be here today. So love you, Ty. If you seeing this, I'm holding it down. I'm holding it down because the show must go on. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about the zodiac signs. We have finished the planets last week. So now we're about to get into the zodiac signs, Aries all the way through Pisces. I'm basically just going to give y'all my take on the signs, how I view them. I love all the signs, so I don't think it'll be a bias approach. I think I'll just be giving, you know, I guess just giving my perspective on the zodiac signs because I do feel like they, all serve a purpose. And we have all of these signs in our natal chart. So I don't think it'll be that hard to address them, and also be getting into which house corresponds with which sign so that when you guys do look at your natal charts, you'll know what they mean, kinda. It's still a lot to learn and process, but this is supposed to help everybody that's big new to astrology. Um, so without further ado, we're about to go ahead and dive in, starting with Aries. Okay. Aries is ruled by Mars, and Aries is the fire sign. They are the fire babies. Okay. Like it's just fire babies. I love Aries. Aries is a cardinal sign. So Aries is a leader, they're a pioneer. And I think Aries' issue is that they don't have any control over their emotions. Um, and they're very impatient. My mom's actually an Aries, so I know this firsthand. My first encounter was with the Aries. Um, but yeah, I feel like Aries, they just have a very hard time processing their emotions, and being patient. But other than that, I think that, Aries are great people. They're very funny. They're very genuine people. So if you come across an Aries, very genuine, they're gonna be very honest with you. They're gonna let you know what it is and what it ain't. Ain't no cap in their rap. Okay. I don't feel like Aries has a reason to lie. I think that Aries is just gonna tell you what it is up front. They don't sugarcoat nothing. Okay. So shout out to the Aries out there. Aries is the first house, I wanna say. I wanna say it's the first house, but yeah, it is. It is the first house. That's weird though. It's weird looking at Aries as the first house. Like I don't know why I would think Aries would be something completely different. Um, but it would make sense. First house is self. You're who you are, basically, just itself. It's your relationship with yourself. It's the way that you show up. It's your appearance, so on and so forth. So first house is Aries. Next is Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. Taurus is ruled by Venus. And Taurus is I love Tauruses. First of all, I'm just going to throw it out there. I love Tauruses. They're just so like Tauruses feel like home, and I guess that's because Taurus really values their comfort. And they rule the second house. The second house is assets, finances, security, structure, things like that. And Tauruses are just very like, I don't know, they give me fairy vibes. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why Taurus just gives me fairy vibes. Like, there's like little fairies walking around. But yeah, I love Tauruses. They're very diplomatic. They're very, I don't know. I feel like Tauruses like to be to themselves, but Taurus values comfort. And that's why they rule the second house. So if you have any second house placements, this is probably where, you gain a lot of traction as far as your finances, things like that. Um, I think what else I wanted to add as far as just little facts that I wanted to give you guys to make it a little easier when it comes to understanding these signs. But that's what we gonna go with Taurus, because I feel like Taurus is one of those signs where you get what you get with Taurus. They're not gonna show up like anybody but themselves. Um, and I love that for them. They just love to be in their comfort zone. And Tauruses are very practical. I forgot that they're also a fixed sign, so let me throw that in there. They're a fixed sign. So Tauruses, along with other fixed signs, don't really, deal well with change. Change is one of those things where it's just kind of like, oh God, like it feels like a completely just a whole tower moment with fixed signs. So yeah, Taurus is a fixed sign. So, they like to be comfortable because they don't like when things are always all over the place. Things have to be and look a certain way with Tauruses, but I love that for them. Taurus is also one of the signs that I see that has like an aesthetic, like they value aesthetics. They can be very creative. Tauruses could also be into like makeup or music, so on and so forth. And then next we have Gemini. Fellow Gemini here. I'm a Gemini sun. I don't think I have that many Gemini placements as far as my natal chart and sidereal, but in tropical, I'm a Gemini stellium, got 5 Gemini placements, all in I don't know what house actually. I can't remember what my tropical houses are, but I've been focusing more on sidereal astrology just because I really resonated with it more. It really feels like me. So I would definitely say if y'all feel called to looking at y'all sidereal natal chart, you'll probably have an identity crisis, but it's worth it. It's worth it. I ain't gonna lie, it's worth it. You probably like, damn, maybe I am this or that because the dates change. So people that are Cancers may be Geminis or they may be Leos or something like. Well, usually it's the other way around. So probably more of a Gemini than a Leo, because yeah. But yeah, Gemini's the twins, okay? The twins. Now, I forgot to mention Aries is why can I not think of it? The ram. And then Taurus is the bull. Yeah. And then Gemini is the twins. So with Gemini, ruled by Mercury, Mercury is the planet that rules our mind, communication, things like that. And it shares that planet with Virgo. So Geminis and Virgos both share Mercury as a home planet. Geminis are known as the know-it-alls, blue-faced people. Yeah, all that shit. Let's throw that out the window. If you thought that Geminis were just these creatures that just want to be two-faced and fake all the time, you are mistaken. We just know how to adapt to our environment. It really has nothing to do with being fake or whatever the case is, because a lot of Geminis are very genuine and have good intentions. You just gotta know who you're messing with Geminis, because we do get a little crazy, okay? That's one thing I can say about the stereotypes, is that we can get crazy, but that's because we have a twin. We have a twin. We have about 50,000 people up in here in our mind talking to us. So sometimes it's hard to just go with the flow or be around certain people or do certain things, because we gotta occupy our minds. And I think that's our lesson, is to tame our minds and, have full control over our brain, because sometimes we don't. And I see that a lot. Sometimes with Geminis, we be letting the intrusive thoughts win. So that's where we gotta slow down. But Geminis are the teacher. We are here to learn, share information, um, and basically just, create spaces for people to, talk about certain topics, kind of what I'm doing right now with this podcast. But yeah, Geminis are great with, music and, anything that is mentally stimulating. I think that's what Geminis gravitate towards the most. Um, what facts was I giving y'all? Okay, yeah, Gemini is a mutable sign. Mutable signs are more, expansive. They're able to just kind of do a little bit of everything. So that's why a lot of Geminis are very talented, or, jack of all trades, if you will. But that's because they're mutable and they give themselves a free range to just kind of do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that. So for me, I write stories, I read tarot, I do Reiki, I sing, like I literally do it all. So if you meet a Gemini, just know that they're either talented as fuck or they have so many skills, hobbies, whatever. They probably got hella side hustles too. Because one thing about Geminis, we're gonna find a way to make some money, okay? But Gemini rules the hands. I wanted to kind of get into the body parts, but for a lot of these signs, I'm still learning the body parts. So just trust the process on that. I don't know what Aries rules as far as the body part. I want to say like the head or something like that. I think it is the head. I ain't gonna lie. Might be the head. I know Taurus is the throat. Gemini rules the hands, and then Cancer rules the boobs. We love cancers. Shout out to the cancers out there. And it's actually funny because cancers, they're the crab, but they're also like representing like a mother, maternal figure. So boobs as the body part that they rule, I think is hilarious. But Cancer, water sign, first water sign that we've touched on. I love cancers. I was actually watching the Carisha Please episode with Saweetie earlier, and before she said anything, all she kept saying was, "I'm a cancer, so da 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 da." Like, girl, okay, she gonna rep her sign. But cancers are, I don't know, I don't want to just be like, oh, they're so emotional because I feel like all water signs, they, process their emotions differently. I think that cancers are just more vocal about how they feel, whereas we have Scorpio who just kind of holds it in, don't really say nothing. And then we got Pisces who's just gonna be avoidant and ain't really gonna show up to no function or do nothing because they at home with their phone on do not disturb, laying in bed, listening to Frank Ocean. So, but yeah, with Cancer, they're just more vocal with their emotions. They're not gonna hide it. They're gonna let you know how they feel. And I respect that. I respect that. I really value that in cancers. Actually, as somebody that, used to be very like, emotionally detached, I actually really value people that are able to articulate themselves when it does come to processing their emotions, because that would be nice. It'd be a nice thing to do. But I'm the type when I feel some type of way or something's hurting me or bothering me, I ain't saying shit. I'm gonna take note of it and I'm gonna do my thing. But sometimes it's good to address it so that you can, move on from it a lot easier and quicker. So cancers are, I think they're cardinal signs too. I believe so. I think there's, yeah, the modalities is three. You got fixed, mutable, and cardinal. So cancers are mutable, not mutable. I just lied. I literally just said it just to say it again. The cancers are cardinal signs, which means that cancers are also really good leaders. Um, they walk at the beat of their own drum. Cancers do not necessarily follow people. They tend to, lead the way, which is actually very accurate. I had a friend that was a Cancer that, kind of had her own friend group and she gave group leader vibes. um, but yeah, I love Cancers. They have a really good sense of humor, first of all. Cancers are very funny, they're very goofy. And I think that's the side of Cancer that people don't really bring up. Like people always like talk about how emotional they are, but nobody really looks at how like funny they are. They're hilarious. Cancers are funny. I wonder if there are any comedians that are cancers. I'm gonna look that up, and see because I need proof. But I feel personally, with my experiences, that cancers are hilarious. They have a really good sense of humor. Um, Cancers also would be really good, like teachers, like especially with teaching children. They do really well with children. Also could see cancers being like really good chefs, or maybe being like what's the word? Yeah, like some type of spokesperson for, like family stuff. Like I could see them being a therapist, so on and so forth. So those are a few careers I associate with cancers. Moving up in life, we got Leos. Leos are the lion, and I love Leos. Leos are so fun. And they're just out there, like they just have such big personalities. And people love to call Leos like cocky and oh, arrogant and all that. They rule the heart, which I love because I do feel like, Leos are very loving and they're very supportive. Like if you're doing something in your life and you need some motivation, call a Leo friend, okay? Because Leos is gonna push you like it ain't nothing. Leos are great in that aspect. They sometimes have a hard time motivating themselves though. So people be like, "Oh, you're full of yourself. You're a Leo." Like, no, they have to work up to that point where feeling confident in themselves. So when they are confident, like, yeah, they may look like they're cocky, but it took them a while to get to that point because a lot of Leos suffer from insecurity. Um, but the planet, I forgot to mention the planet that even ruled Cancers, but Cancer's planet is the moon. So if you ever wanted to know, like, what the fuck is that fly doing? I'm gonna need you to get the fuck out of here. Whoever's sending me evil eye energy, I'm on to you, bitch. Anywho, yeah, with Leos, they are ruled by the sun. So that's the planet that is associated with the Leo placements. Yeah, I don't know where my brain is right now. That fly low key threw me off. Um, but yeah, moving more into that, I'm gonna talk about the body part that's ruled.
Did I
Or that
forget?
the rules. Huh?
Sorry.
Oh, I was like, did you need to say something? Um, but with Leos, their body part is the heart and the back. So I love that for them because with the back, it's like, they're very like they have to hold space for other people. Um, Leos sometimes feel like the world is weighing heavy on their shoulders. Um, or they may be like the person in their family. Hold on, let me cover this up because this fly is flying around like just living in my room right now. I hate flies so much with a passion. So if y'all see me get aggravated, it's because this damn fly's flying around, buzzing in my ear. I actually did do Aries. It's the first one that I did. This fly, bitch, I'm recording a podcast. Could you have some respect? Like, could you just respect what I'm doing? You just want to buzz around with your little, ooh, it's lucky that I can't punch it. Um, but yeah, Leos, they seem to be like the glue that holds their families together. 9 times out of 10. 9 times out of 10. They're trying to keep the peace in their families, but sometimes, Leo, you're gonna have to refrain from doing that because you're gonna break your back trying to please everybody. But yeah, that's Leos. Oh, Leo is I think Leos are fixed signs. So don't really like change like that. If a little something go wrong, they're gonna feel some type of way. They're gonna be sad. They're gonna be like, what the fuck? Why me? But they're a fire sign, and I see Leo as like the more passionate fire sign. I think that Aries is more assertive.
You ain't
People may
nothing
say
but.
aggressive, but I see Aries is more assertive. It really depends on, the evolved or unevolved space that you're in. Because if you're a Aries and you're unevolved, then you may be more aggressive than a Aries that's more evolved. But it really depends. It takes a lot of maturing with these signs. So if you don't grow into your sign, then you're just gonna kind of be not the statistics, but the stereotypes that people throw on that sign. Um, so yeah, that's Leo. Leos are great athletes. 9 times out of 10, they're very athletic, or they're doing something within sports, or they enjoy like, working out just because they rule the heart and they got to keep that heart pumping somehow. So Leos will make really great athletes, really great coaches or motivational speakers just because they get to you. They touch you and they touch your heart, basically. They rule the heart. So of course they're gonna touch your heart. Um, but yeah, that's Leo's. Next is Virgo. We love Virgos. Virgos is also ruled by Mercury, which I had said a little bit earlier. Um, Virgos rule the intestines or the stomach or both. But yeah, with Virgos, they're very, very, very like very organized. If I could like associate the signs with like anything, I would always look at Virgos as like the head bitch in charge. Honestly speaking, I'm not a Virgo, so this is no bias because if I was, I'd be like Gemini's the head bitch in charge. No, Virgo definitely takes the cake for that. Virgo definitely gives me CEO vibes. Like, they like to keep things nice and organized. They like to keep things, you know, just everything on point with Virgos. Honestly, I love them for that because I am chaotic when it comes to that. But the thing that I love about Virgos the most is that, you know, they are mutable, but they love to stay organized because they process things a lot differently than the other signs. Like when they see things, they have to make sure, in order for them to make it make sense to them, they have to make sure it's, either organized in some type of way. Because you may have a Virgo that likes to have things alphabetically ordered, or you may like to have things, in color form or whatever, like they're gonna find a way to make shit make sense to them because they can't do it. So I think Virgos will be really great detectives, really great like interior designers. They got an eye for everything, honestly. I think with Virgos, like they have their way of viewing things, but it's so specific. Like they get down to the detail, and that's why I love them. You got like Virgo artists like Michael Jackson, Beyonce, that have to make sure things are a specific way. Otherwise, they feel like it ain't gonna work. And they be right. They be right. And Virgo's gonna call you out on your shit. So if you ain't doing right in your life, Virgo's gonna call you out on it. So a lot of people will say that Virgos are judgmental, but it's only because they can see the potential in other people. They can see where someone may be going down the wrong path, or somebody may be doing something that's going against, their money or whatever the case may be. So Virgos would be really great life coaches. I could see them doing that, honestly, like Virgos being life coaches. A lot of Virgos I've seen are astrologers. Um, so being into astrology or doing something in regards to health too, since Virgos rule health, because they rule the sixth house, and I completely forgot to mention the houses, but I'll go over that later so that way it's not like y'all don't forget. Like I could just do it 1 through 12. So that way it makes sense. But to make it easier with the houses and the zodiac signs are just in the same form. So you go from Aries to Pisces, it's the same thing with the houses. So how the first house all the way to the 12th house is really just Aries through Pisces to make it simpler. But yeah, Virgos will be really good at, babysitting or owning a daycare because they love children. They're the maiden in astrology. So I love that for them. Um, I feel like Virgos could do anything really. I couldn't even limit them to a job because I feel like they could do anything to the best of their ability. Like they're just going to be the best at what they do, regardless of how anybody feels. Like they're gonna make sure that like if they're gonna make a pie or a cake, they're gonna make sure they read the right ingredients, use the right measurements. Like that's Virgo for you. But I love them for that. So next is Libra. Libra is the scales, and Libra is seen as, the diplomatic person that's, always trying to, mediate situations. Um, but Libra's ruled by Venus. So Venus is all about chaos and order. Okay. So some people will look at Venus as this pretty planet, but sometimes Venus will take it there with you. Okay. Venus ain't just this, it's like the saying, I can't think of it. It's like, I can't think of the saying. I can't. It's literally, I could think of it, but it's not gonna sound right. It's not gonna make any sense. Um, So we're gonna scratch that. Scratch that. Like I never said that. But anyways, Libras. I don't remember what Libras rule as far as the body parts. So I'm gonna look that up actually because I had it going. It was going really well. But we finna see what body part they rule. Because I feel like I know all the other ones except for Libra. Let's see. Oh, they rule the kidneys, the skin, the butt, period. Well, I guess it would make sense that they rule like double the double body parts. But that's cool. That's cool. I love that for them. Yeah, Libras are the sister to the Taurus placements. Um, Libras are, I don't know, Libras can be messy. We are in Libra season, by the way. Love Libras. But people like to say like Libras are messy and all that. Like it's Libra season and all these couples are breaking up. You got everybody arguing on Twitter. So people would love to be like, oh, Libras are messy. But that's true. That's true. That's only because Libra be trying to be in the middle of the situation. Like they try to mediate things. But I don't think that that's all that they're, capable of. I think that they really just, want things to be at a balance. And that's just what makes sense to them. When you think about these zodiac signs, they're only operating in a way that makes sense to them. I just want to kill this fucking fly. It's literally right there on my keyboard. Hold on. Let me kill this bitch. Did I kill it? I don't think so. It might be alive still. I don't know. But it knows not to come back over here. So look, the fly done turned my lights off. Just kidding. That was me. But yeah, Libras, they just want things to be balanced. That's really the only thing with them is that they desire balance. And I guess it's because they may feel things are chaotic in their lives or what have you, but they want things to be at a balance. Like they want things to just calm down sometimes. So I think I covered the basis of everything. Um, let's see. Next is Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, or it could be ruled by Mars as well. It really depends on the form of astrology that you're going to be getting into. Scorpio is my favorite zodiac sign ever. I love Scorpios. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my Scorpio Mars, but me and Scorpios, like this. Just I love them. People see Scorpios as, very mysterious, um, very like secretive, and they hold a lot of secrets. But Scorpios have a very like dark life. Like I remember reading one time that, Scorpios' lives are usually centered around death. So when they're younger, they may experience, a traumatic death in their life. And I actually know a Scorpio who, had a sibling pass away. So it's one of those things where Scorpio's life isn't necessarily like, oh, every single day somebody's dying in their family. I don't know. Maybe there's a Scorpio out there experiencing that, but I think it's like, it's a very traumatic thing for them. They also have a fascination with death and rebirth. So a lot of Scorpios, have a lot of children, or they just are very interested in like, you know, life, period, the concept of life. So Scorpios are typically into a lot of dark stuff. So that's why you see a lot of Scorpios being into like, witchcraft or even spirituality, because they're into things that aren't really common. Like they love taboo shit. Okay. And I think that's why I love Scorpios, because I relate to that. Like I'm into dark shit. Like I like to research serial killers and crime and all that. So that's Scorpio for you. They rule the reproductive organs, I believe. Um, which makes sense. Life comes from these organs, right? So it's very interesting how the planet and the body part all like tie into the sign. Like it just makes sense because Pluto is about transformation. Scorpio's life is about going through transformations. And the body part that they rule creates life. So it's very dope. But Scorpios would be really good at like, doing detective work, or being, like I said, like a witch or something like that, because they're into darker things. So I could even see a Scorpio being like a mortician or something too. Um, but yeah, that's Scorpio. Next is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is ruled by a Jupiter. So if you guys want to know anything about the planets, we have old episodes about those. So y'all can tune in and listen to Ty talk about the different planets. But Sagittarius is the oh, I forgot to mention Scorpio is the scorpion. Sagittarius is the philosopher, I believe. I don't know if that's the correct term, but I mean it's literally the same thing. Um, but yeah, I feel like with Sagittarius, they're here to be a teacher, a guru, like that's their purpose. They're here to learn and expand when it comes to knowledge. So they typically surround themselves in, certain situations or settings where they can get information because they love to learn. So Sagittarius and Gemini are sister signs. So that basically means that they kind of reflect each other a lot, or they have like a lot in common, so on and so forth. Um, but, what was I gonna say about Sagittarius? I think that the Voyager actually, I think that's the term that's used. I'm gonna look it up. I got a phone. I'm gonna Google this shit. Um, I think they're the Voyager, but I'm not sure. It's either the Philosopher or the Voyager or something like that. Let's see. 'Cause I don't know specifically, but I just wanna make sure. I don't know. It's not showing me. I wouldn't even know what to look up, honestly, like the name. I don't know. I actually have a book. I don't know if it's over here. But I had a book that I read like 2 years ago about the zodiac signs, and it had all the information, but I don't know where that shit's at. Yeah, it's not over here. I don't know. I don't know why it doesn't tell you. Oh, it's the Archer. The Archer. Okay. So the thing that I do love about like astrology is that a lot of these signs, well, not even a lot, but all of these signs have like a story. Like there's a story about the constellation. And there's a story that could be associated with a different deity. So, you got a lot of different stories and ways that you could go with these signs. And that's why I love astrology, because it's just so fun and there's always something new that you can learn. But yeah, Sagittarius rules the thighs. So for me, I get like twitches on my thighs. And when I had found out that Sagittarius ruled the thighs, because I would always look it up, when I would get the twitches, I was like, okay, what sign rules the thighs, so that I could make sense of like why I was getting these twitches. Um, but yeah, the Sagittariuses are very big on truth, and they're ruled by a planet that, well, not even the planet. The house specifically is all about travel and expansion. Jupiter is more so just the look, planet, prosperity, things like that. But the house specifically, the Sagittarius rules is about travel. So, you may have a Sagittarius that enjoys traveling. Those are great ways to learn. So, why wouldn't you travel to learn? But I think Sagittarius take a more experienced approach when it comes to getting information, whereas Geminis are more like, I'm gonna read books, I'm gonna study. Like we're more analytical. Whereas Sagittarius is more like hands-on, like I want to experience this shit for myself. Um, but yeah, that's a little bit about Sagittarius. After Sagittarius is I believe Capricorn. I believe Capricorn's next. Capricorn is the goat, the sea goat specifically. Shout out to the Capricorns that are in here. I'm a Cap rising. So I am a Capricorn. But Capricorns are the sea goats. Capricorn in tarot is also the devil. So people associate Capricorns with the devil. Um, I don't know why. I personally do not know why. But Capricorns are actually a feminine sign, and that shit shocked the hell out of me. I don't know why I thought Capricorns were masculine. But they're feminine. And that was one of those things where I was like, huh? Like, what you mean? I don't know. I don't know why I thought Capricorn was like a very like aggressive sign, but Capricorns are very spiritual, honestly, like super spiritual. They just have like this dark feminine side to them. Somebody said because they bossy, I'm screaming. Yo, hey, that might be. That just might be. But yeah, Capricorn CEO all the way. Up with Virgo. Virgo. Actually, I think I'll tell y'all who I think all the CEOs are in the Zodiacs, but I'm gonna do that after. We got two more signs left, so I'm gonna do all that, all the fun shit later. Um, but yeah, with Capricorns are very structured. They're ruled by Saturn. Saturn is time, discipline, things like that. So Capricorns tend to, want that type of lifestyle where things are structured, where things are balanced, where things are, in a order or some type of system. So I feel like all earth signs need a system. When it comes to their life, like if they don't have structure, they're literally going to lose their fucking minds. Capricorns are cardinal, so that means that they are leaders. They are able to control a group of people, basically, whether it be with some type of word or, something. They're able to get people's attention. The spotlight's usually on Capricorns, but a lot of people don't like that. Like a lot of people just do not like Capricorns for some reason. Somebody said because it was because they were bossy. That's probably the reason why people don't like Capricorns. But I don't know. I think Capricorns are also just like Gemini, a mirror for people. But I think Capricorns show people their shadow side. Rather with Geminis, it may be they're showing more of their light, but I think that Capricorns really do show people their true colors. Like, like I don't know, I hope that made sense, but they show you your true colors in a sense. But Capricorns are very like I don't know, they could be very isolated or people could be very intimidated by them just because they may have a resting bitch face or because they seem to have it all figured out. But I'm gonna tell you, as a Capricorn rising, I'm still figuring this shit out. So if it's in my 30s where I have it all figured out, then I'll give y'all the tea. But people really be thinking I have my shit together and I just be like, please, please give me a break, okay, with these expectations because I cannot do it. But yeah, people really see Capricorns as the boss. Capricorns are make really great like business owners. They make really great like financial, people, whether it be coaches, advisors, so on and so forth, or even like accounting, or would it be accountant? Oh, accountant. I don't know why I was about to say accountist, but they make really good accountant. They're really good with money. Like I could trust a Capricorn with my money. I don't trust nobody with my money, but if I had to pick a zodiac sign, I would go with Capricorn. I feel like Capricorn gonna make sure nobody touches my shit. And that's what I need in my life. I need somebody that I can trust. Um, yeah, that's Caps. We love the Capricorns. Next is Aquarius. Aquarius is a water bearer. Aquariuses are seen as super cold and detached and, all that shit. But Capricorns, not Capricorns. See, look, Capricorns trying to make it about them. But Aquariuses, they're not that bad. Like I feel like people don't give Aquarius their credit. Aquariuses are very loving and nurturing, and they tend to pour into those around them. I think that Aquariuses just have to watch out for overextending their energy, their resources to other people, because people can take advantage of Aquarius very, very easily if they allow them to. And that's why usually Aquariuses are very like, they don't really want to bother anybody, or they don't want to be in nobody's way, because they're used to being taken advantage of. So a lot of them distance themselves, or, isolate themselves or whatever. But that may be the case because they're used to people using them for something other than just, wanting to spend time with them. So I love the Aquariuses. I feel like y'all are so misunderstood and nobody really gives y'all flowers, but you are the best. Aquariuses are pioneers, okay? When I tell you Aquariuses, they may be a fixed sign, but they're gonna set a fucking trend, okay? They're very trendy. They're into, just creative things. Like their mind literally works miracles. They're very solution oriented too. So Aquarius is gonna find a way. Like if you going through some shit and Aquarius can't help you out, ain't no solution. Ain't no solution for you. Ain't no fucking solution, period. Because Aquariuses will really like make a way out of no way. And they will like literally stop at nothing to make sure that you have what you need. Like let's say you hit up your Aquarius friend and you like, friend, I ain't eat all day. Guess what they gonna do? They either gonna bring you some food or they're gonna give you some money so you can go get your own food. Like that, they're really good friends to have. And I love them so, so, so much. They're literally the best. She said, Aqua, Sun, and Moon, this is definitely me. Yes, y'all are so loving and caring. Like, I hate when people say that y'all are emotionally detached or cold or whatever. I just feel like that y'all are not meeting the right Aquariuses, or there are other placements that play a very major role in our, in our being. So sometimes it's not the Aquarius coming out. Maybe it's a little something else coming out. So yeah, Aquarius, I'm not sure what Aquarius rules now that I think about it. What do they rule as far as their body part? Now they are ruled by Uranus. But as far as the body part, I'm not sure. So we about to look it up. Watch me never forget this shit. I'm like, I need to know. They also they rule the Achilles heel, really? Oh my god, I hate when they don't show me everything. Mm, the ankles. And I forgot to mention Capricorn rules the knees. And the only reason why I know this, and I talked about this last episode, is that with the rising sign, they say that the rising sign is where your soul enters your body, and Capricorn is the knees. And I had surgery on my knees when I was like 2, 3. So that's how I never forgot that Capricorn rules the knees. Um, but Aquarius is the ankles, really? I don't know if that's right. I don't know. I'm like, I need to see. I need proof. Oh, okay, they do. The calves and the ankles. They got this whole chart right here, which I love. But yeah, love that. Love that for Aquarius says. So calves and ankles. And shins. Let's not forget the shins now. Cannot forget the shins. For the longest time, I didn't know what the hell a shin was. I was like, what the fuck is a shin? What does that mean? What's a shin? But yeah, um, Aquariuses, yeah, they're just like they're creative minds. So I wouldn't really say like they have a specific like career path that they usually take, because I feel like Aquarius could do anything. They could be, like a what's the word? Some type of like what's the word? I cannot think about. They could be really good in science, or just anything technological or science related, or anything having to do with like trend setting. So they'd be a really good like social media influencer, which I know sounds very vague, but they'd be able to spin it and make it something where it's like you don't look at them as an influencer, because I feel like, with Aquariuses, they are very humanitarian. And I feel like they love communicating with people. They love, helping people in any way that they can. I just think that people don't give Aquariuses a chance, because they're like, people want to misunderstand Aquariuses, which I hate that. Like, what is wrong with you? Why would you want to hate an Aquarius? They're literally like bringing you the solutions. They giving you the tea. Um, but yeah, that's Aquariuses. And our last sign is Pisces. Pisces is like a koi fish. I believe, I don't know if it's like actual, like that's the fish, but I know that they're fishes. And a lot of people say that with Geminis and Pisces, we're literally the same. which I don't knock it. I kind of could see it, but with Pisces, they're more like otherworldly. Like I feel like Pisces do not be here with us. Like Pisces be here, they body be here, but their mind be on a whole other dimension or planet or some shit. Like Pisces is always like thinking of a way to get out of some shit. So that's why a lot of people see them as like escape artists, or they're very avoidant with their own problems. Like a lot of people just assume that Pisces are always trying to run from their problems, but I feel like it's understandable, but I feel like with Pisces, they have to, instead of escaping their emotions, they have to face them. Like, I think that's the only water sign that will try to like pretend like the emotions don't exist or pretend that the problems don't exist. But that's because they're the dreamer. Like, they get the opportunity to just, think outside of the box naturally. They're naturally thinking outside of the box, whereas the other signs have a hard time getting out the box. I think that with Pisces, they have to find a balance between being in the clouds and being on the ground. Like they need that balance. And I think Pisces rules the feet. Um so yeah, that's their rule. That's what they rule. The planet that rules them is Neptune. So Neptune is the planet of illusions and dreams and drugs and things like that. And a lot of people, and a lot of Pisces usually are, have drug addictions or, have some type of addiction, but that's their form of escape. So you may see those signs with a lot of addictions, but that's just hearsay. So I don't know if that's actually 1,000% accurate. Because I don't know enough Pisces to determine that. But usually they have bad habits that they have to knock, but we all do. So we all got a little Pisces in us. But yeah, that's the zodiac signs. I actually want to go over um a few things, but before I do, I'm gonna make sure I charge my laptop before it ends up dying on y'all. So just give me one little quick second because I gotta make sure this laptop don't die. I don't know why I didn't think to get my charger before I started, but it's cool. It's freaking cool. But yeah, so going over the zodiac signs, um, we got Aries ruling the first house, Taurus ruling the second house, Gemini ruling the third house, Cancer ruling the fourth house, um, Leo ruling the fifth house, and then we have Leo Virgo ruling the sixth house, and then we got Libra in the seventh, um, Scorpio in the eighth. Oh, my mind. Sagittarius ruling the ninth house. And then we got the 10th house being ruled by Capricorn. Sagittarius rules the 11th house and Pisces rules the 12th house. So you're wondering how the houses work. Those are the signs that associate with them. So it makes it a little bit easier to understand the houses. So let me grab this real quick. Okay. Charger is secured. I had to speak while I was getting it. So it wasn't like I was ignoring. Okay, hopefully this just goes in easily. But if it doesn't, we gonna have a problem. And look, it's not going in. That's so annoying. Like, how do I get this to work? Okay, well, I'm literally gonna start to be in the dark because I need my laptop to charge. Otherwise, ain't gonna be no show. But ain't no lights either. So over here sacrificing everything I got. I don't know. That's so ghetto. Like you have an extension cord, but the other things don't work for some reason. Like, what's that about? What is that about? Well, I'm gonna just plug it up underneath my thing down here, which is very ghetto, super ghetto, but y'all don't even look at my bed. Don't even look at it. I don't even know why I brought it up. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, we're back. We're back. Um, but yeah, those are the houses. So with the modalities are cardinal, fixed, and mutable. So cardinal, mutable, and fixed. So the fixed signs are Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, and It's an earth sign. Taurus. Mutable is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius. Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. And then with I think it's cardinal. The cardinal signs is Cancer, Aries, Capricorn, and why? Why does my brain want to stop working? Cardinal is Capricorn. Oh, Libra. Libra. Libra is so forgettable. I'm just kidding. I love Libras. But let's see. Forgot what I was gonna do. But does anyone have any questions about the zodiac signs or anything? I think that I've covered a pretty good grounds, especially just in as far as like beginner stuff. Like I don't want this to be like, oh, this is everything you need to know about the zodiac signs, because I feel like that is stressful. I don't want to stress nobody out about the zodiac signs. I want everybody to come out feeling like they learned something new without it being a whole bunch of information I gotta remember. But yeah, we love them. We love the zodiac signs. They're great. They are so great. They're my friends. Okay, nobody has no questions. Love that. Love that. Love to see it. Well, well, what zodiac sign do you think is the most understood? Um, so I'm gonna do like a top 5, and I'm gonna give the first slot to Aquarius. The second slot will go to Virgo. Gotta give the second slot to Virgo. I feel like people, like, I don't know. I feel like Virgos just, they're just try to be perfect, but not in the sense of like, well, they are reaching perfection, honestly. But I think that people don't understand that when it comes to them like being judged by Virgos. So I'll give it to Virgos. Come on, like, come on. 3, the third spot. Um, Ooh, this is tough. Third spot, I'm gonna give it to Scorpios. I'm gonna give the third spot to Scorpios because I feel like they are very mysterious, but that does not make them not human, like they're still human at the end of the day. They're just trying to find their place in the world just like everybody else. They just don't feel a need to share everything, you know. The fourth spot, I'm gonna give it to I'm gonna give it to Geminis. I feel like Geminis get a lot of shit. People like literally, if they don't hate Scorpios, they automatically hate Geminis for some fucking reason. But I feel like not Scorpios. I feel like Geminis are very misunderstood as far as like the whole like two-faced stereotype. Like people automatically hate Geminis because they think we're two-faced, but that's so far from the truth. Or their first thing is like, oh, y'all just so fucking crazy. And I hate that because we are crazy, but at least we admit it. We own up to it. We don't lie about it. We don't act like we not. And the fifth spot, this is actually hard because I feel like the other signs, like they don't get much shit. They don't get that much shit as far as like anything. I don't know. Fifth spot for the most understood zodiac sign. Oh, it's gotta be a fire sign. Gotta be. I haven't even said a fire sign, and I feel like Leo and Sagittarius are so popular that it doesn't matter if they are misunderstood because everybody just loves them off the strength of just how they show up and carry themselves. Um, so I'm gonna give it to Aries. Aries, I feel like Aries is misunderstood, honestly. So I'm glad I picked that. Not just because it was the only fire sign left, but I feel like Aries, they are seen as just very immature and, super like chaotic and all that, which they can be. But sometimes they don't mean any harm. And a lot of Aries don't know any better because the Aries are like the babies, like they're the babies in the zodiac. So, they really don't know no better. Like they're just babies. Like I don't know what other way to put it. But yeah, that's my misunderstood list. I actually like the list. I wish that there were more options. Ooh, let's do the funniest zodiac signs. Okay. The funniest zodiac signs. So in the top spots, in the top spot for the funniest, gotta be, gotta be. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that's hard as hell. Look, okay, the top five funniest zodiac signs, and I'm not gonna give no answers because the proof is in the pudding. Gemini's, Sagittarius's, um, let's see. I had it. Aquariuses are very funny too. They have their own sense of humor. I said I wasn't giving no responses. I ain't giving y'all no more responses. That's enough. Libras, I don't know. I don't know enough Libras to determine that, but we're gonna put Libras in the list because y'all said so. We got people saying Libra, so we're gonna throw Libra in there. Um, Sagittarius are very funny, and Cancers. So those are my top five comedians in the zodiac signs. Um, I gotta do something negative. I gotta do two positives and one negative. So the most annoying. No, I'm just playing. Ooh, I'm gonna do the meanest zodiac signs. Okay. Scorpio definitely up in there. Scorpio's in there. Virgo's in there too. Virgos can be very mean. I'm gonna throw Capricorns in there too, just because I know like how dark Capricorns can get. So I know Capricorns can take that. Um, let's see who else is mean as hell. Uh, excuse me. Taurus. Taurus can be mean. Now, see, Taurus is gonna cut you with their words because Taurus rules the throat. So Taurus is coming for your fucking neck. I don't know how many signs I said, but I'm gonna just say one more. Meanest zodiac signs. Ooh, child. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you are mean. Sagittarius, like when they don't like you, you might as well just get a new number. Um, yeah, yeah, you're gonna have to get off the planet at that point. If Sagittarius don't like you, it's time to get off the planet because they're gonna make your life a living hell. They're gonna make you they're gonna make you relive the shit. They're like, yeah, you remember that time you did this to me 20 years later? Like, you remember that time, bitch? You remember? Yeah, they're gonna make you feel that shit. I knew it was just talking about Leo mom about it today. She raised two Sagittarius. Yeah, Sagittarius could be mean as hell. Like Sagittarius gives me mean girl vibes. Like you either own Sagittarius's good side, and if you ain't on their good side, you are on their shit list. Ain't no bad side, bitch. You on the shit list. I'm making your life live in hell every single day. Yeah, Aries can be very sweet, but Aries is like a Sour Patch Kid because you don't know what you're getting first. You don't know if you're gonna get the mean Aries first or if you're gonna get the sweet Aries first. But Aries is like a ticking time bomb because you could do one little thing to Aries and piss them off. Sagittarius is like a growing hatred that they end up having for you. But the lists are fun. Let's see, what else can we do? Ooh, the smartest zodiac signs. Don't come for me. The top two spots gotta be Gemini and Virgo because they're literally ruled by the mind planets. Like, come on, Gemini and they take it. Gemini and Virgo take it. Um, Aquarius. I'm gonna put Aquarius in the third spot. Fourth spot, I would definitely say this is hard, y'all. This is just my opinion. First of all, this is my opinion, so don't come for me. Um, Cancers. I feel like people underestimate cancers for sure when it comes to their intelligence. So Cancer in the fourth spot for smartest zodiac signs, and then the fifth spot, Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is literally like they have to expand their minds. Sagittarius usually knows shit that you didn't even know. Like they'll probably know how to change a car tire if you don't know how to change it. They know where to get the lowest. Like they know everything, but you'd be surprised that they know the shit. Like you'd be like, huh? Who told you that? So yeah, Sagittarius definitely have old souls, like very, very old souls. Oh my God. Let's see. Um, I don't know. I can't think of no more like lists as far as like the signs go, but that was a pretty good run. That was fun. Unless y'all have something that y'all want me to like do as like a list, but I feel like that all made sense. But yeah, I love the zodiac signs, every single one. Y'all got a special place in my heart. Love y'all for life. All of y'all, Aries all the way through Pisces. I love you guys to infinity. But yeah, that's basically it, y'all. Ty wasn't here to give his 2 cents, which is unfortunate because I'm sure he would have gave y'all so much more information than I gave y'all. But like I said, the show must go on. I had to hold it down. I had to hold down the fort today. Um, but I hope that this helped. I hope this gave y'all some information. I'm screaming. She said she still don't like Virgos. Where the Virgos at in the chat? Screaming. Before we go, we're gonna do the messiest zodiac signs because why not? So messiest zodiac signs, Sagittarius, Geminis, um messiest. Fuck. I feel like those are the only two that are messy. Virgo, yeah, Virgos can be messy. They can be. Libra. How did I forget? Libra's literally right there. Libra is literally right there. I don't know why I didn't say Libra. Hello, Libras. I love you guys. Y'all do get a little messy. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I think that's it. I think that's it. 4 people. Leos can be messy too. I think Leos live for drama though. They live for it. They love it. Leos and Libras, the 2 L's. The 2 L's love drama. Screaming. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank y'all for pulling up to today's episode. If you guys are watching on sorry, but if you guys are watching on YouTube, y'all feel free to subscribe, like the video, all that good stuff. But tomorrow, y'all, I'll be talking about the healing journey. So I feel like people be lying to us and telling us that the healing journey is just a walk in the fucking park. But this shit feels like World War III. So if you guys would like to learn more about the healing journey and what it will consist of, the good, the bad, the ugly, go get your tickets for that episode. It'll be coming tomorrow. Y'all can be live in attendance tomorrow if y'all sign up. So click those links in my bio. They're useful. Got a whole lot of shit in there for y'all. But I will see y'all tomorrow. Don't forget to hydrate, meditate. Love you all. And I will see y'all in the next episode. Peace.